So, good evening, people. Sorry about the delay, but welcome to another channel of the FA Cup show tonight. We're going to talk about the weekend's action and me and Macy. So, good evening, people. Welcome to another video tonight. I'm John. I've got Macy with us. Good evening to Macy.
Good evening to you, John. Thank you for having me on again.
No problem at all. Just thought I'd get you on because talk about the FA Cup show tonight. We're going to talk about the FA Cup over the weekend. And before I do that, I'm going to go straight on to jump into the comment for now. And he's basically, John, could you kind of give you a special shout out to my good friend and mate Macy, who received a milestone last week to reach 500 subscribers. Really proud of the next big step to 600. Congratulations to you, Macy.
Thank you.
I'm so happy for you. Now, thanks for that comment as well. Appreciate that. Fantastic. And if you do like the video, please hit the like button and also subscribe if you haven't done so. Do consider subscribing at least if you can. Then if you'd like to donate, it's up to you. And if you'd like to become a member, just click on the join button as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to go straight on to the FA Cup action on Saturday. That there's been a big shock in Bournemouth. They beat Bournemouth by 1-0, and biggest shock of the weekend. And they got to Bournemouth. What do you make of that, Macy? Brilliant.
Yeah, it was a really good result there for Boreham Wood, because no one would have expected Boreham Wood to get as far as what they have done, to be honest. When you do look at that stats in itself, Bournemouth by stats alone, I know people say don't go off stats kind of thing, but there was much better team statistically wise. They had 18 total shots, 2 shots on target, 83% possession of the ball. But you do look at things like that and you think, just because you have got 83% of possession doesn't mean you can necessarily do anything with that 83% possession. Boreham Wood had 17% possession in the entire game, had 1 shot on target. The only shot on target they had, it was a goal. So they've took the chances, and what they've done, they've used that possession wisely. So very, very well done there to Boreham Wood.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, their manager was so happy last week sort of thing as well when they actually won the game. And listen, at this moment in time, it needs, about the FA Cup, we said this yesterday, about the FA Cup, it's such a romantic competition. It's the best knockout league, competition world football for me. And I tell you what, I love the competition so much sort of thing, so romantic.
Yeah, it's an absolute brilliant cup, the oldest cup in English football, and it's just an absolute beautiful competition. It allows anyone to participate in it, so it doesn't matter where you finish in leagues, doesn't matter if you're in League 2, doesn't matter if you're in League 1. You can still participate in that, and you manage to play the big teams in the Premier League, give that shot of actually trying to secure European football, because even if a championship team won, they can still get into the Europa League.
Absolutely. I totally agree. And it's just sort of things, well, sort of thing. But I just think it's just so fantastic sort of thing, because I do love the little clubs beat the big clubs as well. Their manager, Luke Garrard, ran on the pitch to celebrate after the victory against Bournemouth as well. And he said in a comment, "I'm on top of the world. The emotions at the minute are incredible. We're such a dysfunctional family, but that is what is helping get us our results." I think he's absolutely right there, what Luke Garrard said.
Exactly. What they've done, Boreham Wood, they've come in with passion for the game, wanting to win. Come into the game wanting to win, and they've done that, and they've made that shock game, and I think they really have surprised Bournemouth. And I think probably Bournemouth has come in probably thinking, right, I am of course going to win this game. So doesn't matter really. And I think that's what they've come out and thought. And you do look at Boreham, they're playing at the moment games against Wimbledon. They're playing against Altrincham. They're playing against Southend United. So coming into a game such as Bournemouth is going to be such a special competition for them to think, oh wow, this is like Bournemouth, they were considered as a big club because, of course, compared to them, they are a bigger club, and they probably, this is such amazing that we managed to go to Bournemouth and we managed to win this game out of Bournemouth, and now they've literally got the next competition at Everton. And that is going to be a whole lot more magical there for Boreham Wood to come in to the 5th round and come in and playing Everton, Goodison Park. A lot of the players will probably think, wow, I've never played against a Premier League club before. And probably for a lot of them, it'd be once in a lifetime opportunity.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think they'd enjoy themselves up there as well, Goodison Park, but it's going to be tough for them. I think it's going to be really difficult, but they're going to go out there and give it a good shot. But I think I expect Everton to actually win that game to be got onto the sort of thing.
Yeah, I can imagine Everton probably will win that, but we can never write Boreham Wood off. We can't even write off any kind of team, especially in the FA Cup. But I think it's just a real good achievement that they have managed to get into that 5th round, and probably they'll have such good praise off the owners to say, thank you so much for giving this opportunity, not just to the players, not just for yourself, but for the board and the owners itself and the fans.
Absolutely. Totally agree. It's just going to be their dear sort of things. It's going to be their big dear sort of things. All going to be about Bournemouth as well. When they do play Everton, it's going to be their day. Win, lose or draw, then it's going to be their day. They have a good day out sort of thing. To play a Premiership side in the FA Cup, it's everyone's dream. And these players are going to enjoy it. They really will.
Exactly, 100%. They will come out and enjoy it, but I think, and knowing this as well, Everton can't exactly go in and think, right, let's play the kids today. If they, and I think that's what Everton might potentially think. Okay, let's play the kids, but let's just be honest, their first team ain't exactly clever. So what makes them think that they're going to play win against the kids?
Absolutely. Totally agree. But if they play the kids and they get beat, serves them right, in my opinion,
Exactly.
sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? So it's just, like I said before, it's just dissolving the FA Cup. It's just disrespecting the competition as well, sort of thing. And I'm sorry, but it's just wrong. It is wrong. I mean, Luke Gerrard also said as well that to say when I'll be pitting my wits against Frank Lampard, it's the thing you dream about. I'm going to get emotional. They're unbelievable. These boys to a man, staff, people, and the boardroom. This is for them. He meant the Boreham Wood fans.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is, and the boys will probably be absolutely over the moon about that, and even the fans as well, to think, wow, look at how well we're doing so far. So it's not just for the players, not just for the owners, it's also for the fans. And I think going to Goodison Park will be equally as just as good experience for the fans too, because a lot of people do say that Goodison has such good atmosphere.
Absolutely. I think they're going to play in front of 36,000 fans. And I think it's absolutely fantastic. So big up to them sort of thing as well. I've got a load of comments as well. It's mainly Newcastle fans as well. And but I was going to do the press conference reaction tonight, but I don't know if I'm going to do that yet. But I may do it on the record sort of thing, but I will think about it and I'll let you guys know. So I know there's going to be a lot of Newcastle comments. So if you can save them for the press conference reaction, people, I will do that tonight, actually, around about 7:15. So there it goes about the FA Cup. We're going to talk about Kidderminster Harriers as well. They're 13 seconds away from qualifying for the 5th round for the FA Cup. One of the biggest upsets in their history, beating West Ham. Never happened because Declan Rice and Jared Bowen broke their hearts, and I think Kidderminster must be absolutely gutted.
You know what? If I was Kidderminster, I would be absolutely heartbroken, because just like Boreham Wood, they aren't exactly a big team. So coming into the FA Cup to the 4th round, that is also such a good achievement there for Kidderminster. They've done well to get as far as they have, and to play West Ham, especially at their own ground, to represent, to host against a Premier League club, they probably think is absolutely amazing. And for me, I thought that Kidderminster especially in that first half, when they scored that goal, I thought, wow, this is absolutely mind-blowing to think, like, West Ham could be getting knocked out sooner or later, because I actually had West Ham to actually win a trophy this season. Obviously, they're out of the Carabao Cup now, so it's either out of the FA Cup and also the Europa League, but I did predict them to actually win a trophy. There was only a couple of seconds away until Declan Rice actually scored that goal, but perhaps maybe Kidderminster as well, when it did get to extra time, they was probably hoping to try and get it to penalties, because when it goes to penalties, it's not about how you played on the pitch for the whole 120 minutes. Then it's about, can you score this penalty or can you not score this penalty? And I think that's what they was probably aiming to do for the extra time, to try and get it to penalties. So it's just a more of a 50-50 situation, because we knew that West Ham was bringing in got more energetic when it came to the end of the full 90 and in the extra time, with Declan Rice, Bowen, who is an absolute addition there for West Ham. So yeah, extremely unlucky, and I do feel sorry for Kidderminster.
Absolutely. I'm just going to go into some results as well. Not that one. I do apologise. Try this one. No, not that one. Not that one. And now the thing is, right, there you go. The thing is, right, you see the results there as well, and there has been some canny results as well. You look at up there, you got Plymouth Argyle started so well, went to go up, and they lost to Chelsea in the end of the day. And I think Plymouth gave a good account of themselves. Really, they had a real go, but Chelsea were too strong in the end.
Yeah, they was definitely too strong in the end, Chelsea. And when you do look at Chelsea's starting 11 team, they didn't exactly really bring a strong team out for me, in my personal opinion. They did leave out some of the names on there. So they had like Sarr there on the right back. They normally plays that diamond formation, and they didn't play that diamond, so
No,
they was missing out on like other players who was on the bench there, such as they was missing out on Kai Havertz. They was missing out on
Havertz as well.
Alonso.
Yeah.
There was a couple of players there what was named, who was missing, but when you do look at the team, they did make a couple of rotations, but they did also have some strong players out there like Mason Mount. They had Lukaku on there, Jorginho, Kovacic. So when you do look at that, you do question to yourself, how did Chelsea manage to concede against Plymouth such early on in the game? Because you do really think that in reality, that Chelsea, with how well defensively they are, they shouldn't be conceding these type of goals, and especially going to extra time as well. So even Chelsea got extremely lucky to stay into the FA Cup.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Chelsea are going to come strong. They got Luton in the next round of the FA Cup. That's going to be tough. And talking of Luton, they beat Cambridge United by 3-0. Cambridge will beat Newcastle in the last round. Shock that. But listen, they were at home and they lost by 3-0. And Luton are on a bit of fine form in the Championship as well. So, yeah, I think Luton will give it a go against Chelsea, but you expect Chelsea to beat Luton in the end.
Yeah, of course you do expect Chelsea to win against Plymouth, but you do also expect a lot better from that Chelsea side. You expect a lot better management-wise from Tuchel as well, because you do look at the game in itself, and it took for Chelsea to score, took them 41 minutes to make the goal, and then 105 plus 1 minute to get their second goal. You do question, is that poor management there from the manager too, to think, was you feeling a little bit too comfortable getting into this this Plymouth side? Why didn't you look at putting like some stronger people when it came to the half time? Why didn't you put Havertz on that half time? Why didn't you put Werner on a little bit more? Could you have changed that formation up perhaps to go back to that diamond formation rather than being a bit more safe with that 4-3-3?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what it is, I think there's some shocks as well, sort of thing. And I agree with what you're saying there as well. Yeah, I've still got a lot of comments from the Newcastle ones as well. I am going to do the press conference reaction tonight around about 7:15. So if you've got the comments, I don't read that. Could you please save Newcastle comments if you can and use that for the press conference reaction? I'm going to do a thumbnail again, sort of thing. So don't panic. I will be there. And let's move on to Manchester City against Fulham. Fulham scored early, and then you knew City's going to come back, didn't you?
Yeah, you can never underestimate Manchester City, to be honest, because we all know that Manchester City, despite Fulham getting that goal on the 4th minute, Manchester City is always going to come back and they are going to bite you. They as well had a fairly strong squad out for me, in my opinion. Couple of changes out there. What was different? They had Stefan, probably due to the fact Ederson is currently on international break. Ake came back through on the centre-back position. But apart from that, there wasn't no major changes for me to say this is a weakened team of Manchester City. And we always know with Manchester City, they can score from anywhere possible. So we always knew it wasn't going to be that long until Manchester City do actually get that winning side in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Man City put the under 23s and they still win the game quite easily, 100%. And we've got Peterborough United 2, QPR 0, and Peterborough were at home to Manchester City. I mean, Peterborough are having a tough time in the Championship, and they need to get some points very, very quickly. Otherwise, they're going to end up in League One again. And I expect Man City to beat Peterborough United, to be fair.
Yeah, you probably would expect Manchester City to beat Peterborough. I can't see why they wouldn't, but as I say, you still can't write them off neither at the end of the day, because you do wonder how Peterborough do turn up, because they may be rubbish in the Championship, but if they pull it off there in the FA Cup, they still got a piece of silverware there, even if they do move down to League One. It was good to see our young players scoring there from Peterborough. A young player of theirs called Ricky J. Jones, because he's only fairly young. So it's good to even see a young player actually getting onto the score sheet too.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree there. I'm gonna go to the comments quickly. I know if it's talking about Bruno Fernandes, Grimarish, saying that down the interview. I haven't seen the interview yet, people, but I'm going to watch it later on, and I'm sure it's been a fantastic interview. I heard people saying, and yeah, absolutely fantastic. And people say, get your Champions League couple of seasons strong, get your passport ready from Tsunami. Looking forward to that, mate. And basically to Jade, big up to you, Jade. Hope you're okay. And hi to Abby as well. And FSA now as well. I've got questions. Will the so-called bigger teams get knocked out?
Some big teams have already been knocked out, to be fairly honest. Arsenal have been knocked out. Manchester United have been knocked out. Leicester have been knocked out, and it's just for the reason of that they have underestimated teams, and when they have played, they've just simply not been clinical enough. And I even said from the beginning, we can't afford to rotate too much anyway. We can't really rotate based on the squad we've got, because most players are on loan at the moment, but we couldn't underestimate Middlesbrough to the point where we play all the kids, and then that was how it was. We still need to put on a fairly strong squad, because Wilder had the same stats as Ragnick, both lost one game at that point. So we knew that Wilder was doing a brilliant job. He wasn't far off Championship promotions. So we know the Championship is a good league, quite a physical league as well. So we always know that Middlesbrough could potentially come out and be quite physical against Manchester United. But Manchester United had far too many chances. We wasn't clinical enough. 30 total shots, one shot. It was a couple of shots on target, not that many at all. Whereas people argue that the handball cost us. It didn't cost us. The reason for that was we missed an open goal, we missed a penalty. So if that was the case, we would have won 3-1. So we can't exactly blame that handball, as much as, yes, it was a handball. It should have probably not stood. But if that wasn't a handball and it still managed to get to Crooks, who was marking Crooks? As in, no one marking Crooks. Where was Harry Maguire? Where was Luke Shaw? Where was Scott McTominay? Where was Paul Pogba? For actually marking this player, because it was Varane's job, and it was also Dallow's job to mark the player who was handballing.
Yeah, absolutely right, sort of thing. You got a squad strong team there, good enough to beat Middlesbrough, and it just didn't really happen, did it? Because at the end of the day, like you said, there was so many chances, 30 shots on goal attempts, and not enough on target. So that's why they didn't put it in an onion bag, and that's why sadly we went out of the competition, sort of thing. So that needs to be addressed in the summer as well. Question for you guys: thoughts on Bournemouth playing the under 23s? To me, it's wrong. I know that they're aiming for promotion at the end of the day. I mean, we said this now that and they're disrespecting the FA Cup. They really, really are. How about?
Yeah, I agree. It is definitely disrespecting the FA Cup, and also disrespecting Boreham Wood to think, oh, I can use my kids and I can win. But when you look at it realistically, the championship, they're not exactly like too far clear in terms of the championship, because when you do look at it, Blackburn isn't that far behind away from Bournemouth. Bournemouth is in third place right now. So Blackburn is only 1 point ahead. Fulham, they are how many go? They are roughly around 7 points clear there from Bournemouth. So they might not even potentially get promoted. So they should have been using a fairly strong squad at least.
I agree. Totally agree. I mean, just go out there and just give it a right goal, sort of thing. You're going to go feeling up with a strong team, then change it up and play who you want. Do you know what I mean? Don't disrespect the competition. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Go feel up, then do what you want to do. Do what you have to do. I agree. Up to now, who's been the biggest shock off in the FA Cup? You mean at all time, or do you think, or is it in history of the game? There's got to be a few in there. I could say like Wrexham against Arsenal. Wrexham beat Arsenal. I mean, there are some big shocks as well. But like Newcastle against Cambridge as well. Newcastle, for me, it's Newcastle against Hereford back in 1972. That's the biggest shock, one of the biggest shocks in history as a fan. And can you think of any biggest shock in your time, or?
One for me, what was probably a shock, and it still angers me to this day, is the FA Cup for Manchester United versus Portsmouth. 2008, we could have been like the 1999 treble team to win another treble at Manchester United. We won the Champions League, won the Premier League, but that one penalty was the penalty what knocked us out the FA Cup, and we clearly wasn't good enough on that day either, and it still haunts me to this point of that we should have been a lot better on that day.
Absolutely. I could think of the Man United against Exeter City, or the Junior Siege, Exeter in the conference side as well, and the Junior Siege, and Exeter went close for a free kick and could have put you lot out, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? So I can see there's some big shocks as well. I mean, there's others as well I can think of. I need to look at it again, sort of thing. But one for us is against Sheffield United back in 72. That's still one of the worst. But still, I got Jack as well. Good evening to you, Jack. Impressed how Boreham Wood kept the defendship under sustained pressure later on. Naturally, tireless kicks and they dropped deep, but they stood firm and fully deserved their win. Brilliant. Danielle, we were, but Maisie knows that no more jammy side than Man U in the past. Chelsea got out of jail, Plymouth scored a pen. Who knows what happened? Yeah, they missed a penalty as well, didn't they? I realised that. And Forster going to Roy Keane's going to Sunderland. I think he should never go there because I don't think football's gone away from him. He has a mansion for like 10 years now. Bit of a gamble, but who knows? You call West Ham jammy, you call resistance, and a bit both from West Ham as well. I'm going to fly for this as well. I'm going to talk about other results as well. Yeah, and you two carry on. Good evening, mates. Hope you're well. Okay, absolutely fine. I've got G as well saying hi. Got this Bournemouth got further than Man U in the FA Cup. That's fair enough. It's true because it's what it is. And everyone's saying as well, what about Nottingham Forest? Let's talk about Nottingham Forest beating two Premier teams here. They beat Arsenal, right, in the last round, which I think they deserve, let's be real. And they've done the same against Leicester, 4-1. They went 3-0 up, 3-1 half time. I thought Nottingham Forest were fantastic.
Yeah, they were absolutely fantastic. They won 1-0 against Arsenal. Arsenal say, we didn't have a full strength team. We don't have a midfield. We only had Lokonga. But still, with that squad they have got, They have got Odegaard. They have got Lacazette. They have got Gabriel. They have got Ramsdale. They've got loads of good talent there at Arsenal, and they should be not conceding a terrible goal like that.
Correct.
Leicester, there was absolutely disgraceful just for the point of that defensively. There was absolutely awful. There was exposed. They was in the summer transfer window to strengthen their defence. They'll probably say, oh, it's because of Fofana, but you've got Johnny Evans, you got Soyuncu, you've got Vestergaard. Vestergaard for me was probably considered one of the best centre backs in the Premier League last season. How have you not got the best out of this player? And I can only look at this and blame the manager. Bad management, very bad management. And I absolutely love how Nottingham Forest is playing right now. We've got one of our players on loan, James Gardner, who did assist to the third goal against Leicester. So he's doing brilliant. So very fair enough of how Nottingham Forest are doing.
Absolutely. I know what it is. I think they got a good tie against Huddersfield Town. And I think I expect them to beat Huddersfield as well, the way they go in the FA Cup as well and in the league as well. They've been fantastic. Huddersfield's been okay. They're just outside the playoffs and they're having a good season, I suppose. And listen, I think Steve Cooper got in there, right? Rock bottom of the championship. Chris Hughton lost 6 in a straight and got sacked. And what Steve Cooper has done is gone in there and he galvanised that football club and he rised up the table.
Yeah, that's exactly it, to be honest. And I think as well, Nottingham Forest, when I do look at the championship, they're not doing better than, or not as good as other teams, but I think they're wanting to take some opportunity to try and get some silverware into there. And I think they could be potentially, if they play how they are playing, like a bit of an underdog like Brentford from the Carabao Cup last season, because they managed to get into the semi-finals, got knocked out by Spurs. So if you've already beaten 2 brilliant Premier League clubs, there's no reason why they can't get far in the FA Cup.
Yeah, I think they can do it in the quarterfinals. So if they ever play some Forest City ground, my God, it's not going to be easy for them at all whatsoever. They got some great young players. Bradley Johnson's fantastic as well. And also Lewis Graben is getting back to shape as well. I think he's a brilliant player, him in that level as well. So they got some cracking players there as well. And those players are going to be destined for the very top of a different club. You just never know. To be fair to Arsenal, half the team out and away from home. We had the full team out was better playing at Old Trafford. That's from Paul from Arsenal. And big up to you, Rovers, mate. And I'm going for this as well. Hi. Everyone's called us jam, but when Chelsea did against Bournemouth, they're a top team. Kinster is one of the biggest shocks Premier League for 6th tier. West Ham were so lucky. Yeah, awful first half of a West Ham all over the place, if I'm honest with you. Do you know what I mean? And let's go 5 minutes quickly as well. And Bournemouth won't have full strength either from what their manager said. Well, if that's true, then that is absolutely amazing. That big up to you. John Daniel tried to have a go at me because they don't opinion early start to the West Ham jam because they scored an 100 minute. I feel like I'm not allowed to opinion. Listen, people, let's have it. If you don't agree with their opinion, then just knock it on your head, yeah, people. Do you know what I mean? Don't want any arguments on my channel, yeah? You can have a friendly banter sort of thing, but please don't get overheated, people. Do you know what I mean? So Niall's got an opinion, and Dan's got an opinion, and Effa's got an opinion on this channel as well. So just be kind to people. John, we're lucky against very lucky for his kingdom. So totally out of class. Hope you won, mate. I'm absolutely fine, mate. I hope you're fine too. And we're in the championship. One day playing Nottingham, you looked like kind of used to ride for a fan sub and on the pitch. Never heard of him, mate. I'll be honest with you. Never heard of him. Not now as well. Don't know what's happened to her. So before I go on to the next stuff as well, I've got Nipple as well. I hope you're okay, mate. He's a great guy. He's on League on this channel all the time. Big up to you, mate. And guys, if you do like the channel, I know you've got some new people in the chat as well. If you do like my channel, like to see, can you please hit the subscribe button, right? It does grow my channel. And also hit the like button as well. And also, if you do, you should become a member, then please hit the join button. So they're 99p, and that's all it's cost. 99p, one option, that's all there is. And also, if you'd like to donate as well, if that's your choice, then That's all there's to it. So do make what you want and just go for a good course as well. And I'll not read that out, sort of thing. And sorry, Dan. Listen, I done with everyone in this channel, sort of thing. Just chill, chill, people. Big come down from Cambridge at the height of beating, and it assured absolutely. They were at home as well. I'm a Manchester United fan, not Arsenal, John, but I have to be honest about opinions. Yeah, absolutely. You have to have opinions on here. Cheers, John, that's what I told me. I always stated what I thought the West Ham game. Didn't do anything wrong, mate. Don't worry about it, mate. It just speaks sense. Just say it out how it is, bud. So, John, we need to do a preview on the West Ham Newcastle in the coming weeks. I'll be doing that. If you want to come on the channel, mate, send us a DM and I'll get you on the game, mate. Yeah, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Yeah. So, who do you think's going to win the FA Cup, Macy? As things stands.
Oh, that is a very, very tough question. You know what? Probably by the looks of it, it probably will be Manchester City, which I would hate to see all over again. But to be honest, when I am looking at this, there is some teams I really can't write off, and I would really love to see Nottingham get to the final, to be honest.
I tell you what, that'd be absolutely amazing as well, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? But it's going to be very interesting. I think there'll be a good day if they get to the final for us. It's a big, big if. I think that'd be brilliant. That'd be brilliant. You know, for our football club, you know, the kids are going to love it. The players are going to love it. They're going to relish every single second. So, I mean, I've got the FA Cup draw as well. I mean, you got Luton Town versus Chelsea, Crystal Palace against Stoke, Peterborough against Man City, Liverpool against Norwich, Southampton against West Ham, Middlesbrough against Spurs, Nottingham Forest against Huddersfield, Everton versus Boreham Wood. I think there's some cracking ties in there. I like the Middlesbrough Tottenham competition. You know, Middlesbrough versus Spurs game. Southampton West Ham be a good game. And you look at it, got 1, 2, 3 or Premier League ties. I mean, Liverpool, Norwich, Southampton, West Ham, Middlesbrough, Tottenham. What do you make of that, Macy?
That is, so some games there are very, very interesting. One what does stand out for me is the Everton versus Boreham Wood, because I'd love to see on how Boreham Wood will be against a Premier League club. And I think Southampton versus West Ham is going to be an interesting one as well, because Southampton, when they have played against these teams who are in higher up in the table this season, they have been quite surprising. So I would love to see on how Southampton does react against West Ham also.
Yeah, absolutely. I think West Ham's got a good chance as well, win the FA Cup as well. I agree with you, Twente as well. They've got a great chance as well. I mean, West Ham will be going for it if they fix up and play the strongest team, not doing the first half performance against Kidderminster. If we get past Southampton, we can do it. We beat Liverpool and Chelsea this season, and I tell you what, the big club's going to be in the final. I can guarantee that 100%. I really do. And like I said, we talked about Bournemouth against Everton as well. So that'd be very interesting as well. And if you look at it as well, I mean, you've got Crystal Palace against Stoke City. That'd be a good game. That's going to be tough for Palace, but Stoke are a tough team. And Forest against Huddersfield, that's all championship tie. I think that's going to be exciting. Both sides like to play football. And Chelsea expecting to beat Luton Town as well. So it's going to be a cracking games there as well. It's going to be good games there.
Yeah, they are definitely going to be some cracking games. And I think now it's getting a bit later on in these rounds. Teams need to start looking at putting stronger teams out, to be honest. I think Liverpool now have got a better chance against Norwich, even though, of course, they did do well in the 4th round, but they have got Salah and Mane back, so that's going to be an advantage for them. Chelsea have got Mendy back, so that is also going to be an advantage for Chelsea. So having these lower teams winning against teams, conceding against teams such as Liverpool and Chelsea when they're missing such key players, are just going to bring such excitement and such of a buzz for them to think I can get quite far if I do put my mind to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, you talk some sense there, sort of thing. And I mean, I've got one here from 12 Man 2. They got 2, mate. It'll be okay. I want one of the low athlete teams to win it. Love an underdog. You know what? If an underdog wins the FA Cup, I tell you something, that'd be fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. It just makes it so romantic as well. And I've got E20, so all about the Champions League of Chelsea, Liverpool, and City go for that. FA Cup opens up, plus no replays as well.
Yes, exactly. That is absolutely correct. There is no replays. And to be honest, I do prefer no replays because I think that when you are in a cup competition, it should be about how you perform on that day, not about, oh, we can play crap on this game, but if we score like 5 goals on the next game, that's absolutely fine. That shouldn't be the case, and it should be about how the team is best on that day. And that is the beauty of these lower league teams actually having that advantage. Because, say for instance, I'll go to the Manchester United game. Manchester United had 2 legs for this. They probably would have thought, right, that's absolutely fine. We actually got some players back by now. We'll have Tellers back in a couple of weeks' time. We'll have Fred back in a couple of weeks' time. We'll have Edinson Cavani back in a couple of weeks' time as well. So yeah, let's do this replay. It doesn't matter what we do. We can draw this 1-1, and then when it comes to the next game, if we smash 2 in, that's absolutely fine, and that shouldn't be the case.
Yeah, I agree again, sort of thing. Just what you said there is absolutely correct as well. I mean, there's a question for Mason in a second. Richard, I'm not going to read that out, by the way, mate. I do apologise, mate, but I understand what you say. You know about romance, John. Now, the question is, do I have toast or chicken and chips? That's your choice, mate. You carry on, mate. Even to you, Wacky, you're okay.
Hi, Wacky.
That non-forest was Henri Lansbury, who had Shelby and Dummett sent off in the first. I can remember that very, very well. I mean, I can remember that Henri needs to cheat and get him, like, sort of thing. And I said about Henri Lansbury, the better. He's just trying to be cute. Even Rafa Benitez just smiled as well at the time. Question to Maisie: were you surprised that Man U were eliminated? I predict that Middlesbrough will win 2-1 early in the day. Just knew there will be an upset.
If you want me to be fairly honest, back in even last season, I felt pain. I felt heartache. I think we're out of another cup. I'm absolutely fuming. And this time round, I wasn't. It just literally felt like I was numb. Like, it just felt like, oh, I'm used to it now. So we've not had, this is now the 6th year without a cup, and that shouldn't be the case for Manchester United. We should be competing in all competitions as far as what we can. I did predict 2-1 for Manchester United beforehand on a preview. I said that Middlesbrough was going to be a tough test because I do believe that with Middlesbrough being in good form, it is going to be the hardest for us to try and claim a win, knowing at the fact we have lost players. We've lost Donner, we have lost Martial. The borders give Lingard time off, which I think is an absolute disgrace from our board. I'm not informing Ralph about that. So we're missing out. And then, of course, there's players who are on international break. Cavani, Fred, Tellers. So we're already missing out on a fair few players. Yes, we had Paul Pogba back. But when I seen that we have 30 total shots, not as many on target, open goal, and missed penalty, I thought, you know what? I don't know what we're even going to do because we should have been 5-0 up in the first half alone. I don't know how people can still go on and blame that handball situation. It wasn't the handball's fault. It was the fact that Manchester United was simply not clinical enough. And if we continue to behave like this, we might as well kiss away the top 4. We might as well even kiss away European football. And that is how I do genuinely feel with this squad. And I think it was such a bad decision to let too many these players on loan.
Absolutely, totally agree there. And you know what it is, I mean, you know, there comes in the summer, sort of, I said this many a time, we need to improve that team very, very quickly. Otherwise, I just don't think so. I think they could be out of the top 4 for quite a while, sort of thing, not win trophies and that as well. So that's what you need to do, win trophies very soon. John Macy, where do you think Newcastle finish in the cup next season? Not going that far ahead yet, mate. You talk about the FA Cup. I mean, not going that far yet. My aim just at the minute is to stay up in the Premier League and then hopefully in the summer get some good players coming in, then make a prediction then. But hopefully stay in this league. That's all worried about, mate. And what about you, Mason? Where do you think Newcastle finish in the cup next season? I mean, according to 12 man.
That is quite a difficult question because it's always about how the signings what you get in the summer. It's depending on how the form is. Is Eddie Howe also going to be remaining at Newcastle United by the time it does get to the FA Cup next season? So there's a lot of factors to take into consideration. But Newcastle need to aim higher, so they need to aim at least to the fourth round minimum.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I want to go all the way next year, sort of thing, with this with the new team we get next season. If you stay in the Premier League, I want to go all the way. I really do. I finish top 10 and already FA Cup. That's what I want to be. And where do you think, man, you go from here for the rest of the season? I think would it be active changes to rectify the problem, or would it just let the season play out?
Well, if the board and the owners actually cared about us actually finishing quite high up, they would have actually have invested into this squad in the transfer window. At least put some buy the loanee players till the end of the season, and we wasn't able to do that. And I think based on how the team has been playing right now, I actually think we might end up being in fifth or sixth.
Yeah, absolutely agree, sort of thing. But I just hope you do it. Like, I just hope you get in the top 6, sort of thing. Top 4, sorry, top 4. That will be absolutely amazing if you can get that back. If you win a trophy, get it, great. If you win the Premier League, cool. And I got Jackie B as well. Goldbridge was slating Middlesbrough hard when they had to eat his words, sort of thing. He was absolutely furious, sort of thing, as well, I believe, when Middlesbrough got equalised in goal. Absolutely furious. Do you listen to like all these podcasts like Goldbridge and Flex and United View, United Stand? Do you ever listen to them a lot as well?
No.
Not for you?
No, I just don't really listen to them. I try to just tend to really support podcasters with a lower kind of subscribers just to help them build everything all up, to be honest. The person who I do like, the biggest YouTubers I do listen to is Flying Pig and Ladies in Red, to be honest.
Yeah. John, well done to Newcastle Ladies. They're smashing it. Wow. I see Macy in the black and white stripes. That's not going to happen anytime soon.
I've got a
She has, hasn't she? She has got black and white stripes.
Got Cavani on the back.
Yay! I think with Kelly Becky, when he nick a few results in the league, he works hard for his chances. He absolutely does. I do like Cavani. I think he's a decent player. Him. Always been
a lot of
world class.
people disagreed with me on this as well, but I actually said that as an overall striker, Edison Cavani is much better playing that role than Cristiano Ronaldo. I think he's a much better striker. He's a natural striker. Whereas Ronaldo, it just felt like in his later years of being a footballer, he got pushed into a striker role because he stopped pressing as hard, because when he was 18-year-old Manchester United, he was playing on that right hand side. He was pressing a lot. He had that pace. His pace isn't as fast as obviously 18-year-old Ronaldo. And he doesn't press. So I think that's what ended up happening. He ended up getting shoved up front, whereas Cavani has always been that natural striker, and we do need a natural striker.
Yeah, I agree with you 110% there, sort of thing. It's just he is a natural striker. I think he's great to watch. I think it's exciting to see. And I think this guy, I mean, what is he, 35? I think the guy has still got it. I don't got anyone to say it. I think the guy's still got it. You know, look at Thiago Silva. What is he, 37? He's still got it. Yeah. And he's still an underrated striker. He really is. I think he'll do a good job in Serie A still. I really do. And I agree with you, Mace. Cavani's much better. I see where you're coming from, because Cavani has played at a great level. He has never played in Spain, though, but there you go. So I'm late just from work. John, hello, John Macy. Chat, absolutely fine, mate. Cavani has been one of the most underrated forwards of the last decade. He has that ranger's movement. He has indeed.
Yes.
I think he's absolutely been. He changed the game against Newcastle by the way when he came on. I thought he did, sort of that goal sort of thing. And I was going to say, what I'm going to read this out as well. I think if two massive egos, Ronaldo and Pogba, leave, the dynamic and attitude of the team will change for the better. That's just my opinion. That's some wacky sort of thing. What's your thought on that one?
It's an hard one, to be honest, because you can get rid of the egos at Manchester United, but this just goes through to what I always say on my podcast and on other people's podcasts. Say this is a pyramid. So the bottom is the players, then the manager, then the board, very top is the owners. So you've got this pyramid. You sort out the players, you sort out the managers here. So all that gets changed. So then you still got the top half, board, owners. That still stays the same. But because that is a toxic area to think we need to aim for top four because we want the Champions League, and they don't have that. How can I say? They don't have that momentum. They don't have to actually want United to win a trophy, to actually win the league, to get far into cup trophies. So when you don't have a board, an ambitious board, you don't have an ambitious owner, that toxic trait goes on to the bottom half of the pyramid, the managers, the players. So then the players think, all right, the Glazers don't want us to get into top four. They only want us to get into top four. So, okay, let's lose against Liverpool. Let's lose against City. Let's lose against Watford. Let's lose against all these teams. Let's draw a couple of games. But as long as we finish top four, that's what matters. And with Ralph coming in, he hasn't really got a voice in terms of the board, the owners, because he's only an interim manager. So he can only do what he can really do, apart from, of course, he can tell the players you're dropped or not. I don't believe he is a yes man, but he just hasn't got too much of a voice. And I think when that top half of the pyramid still continues to remain the same, and the bottom half gets changed every 2 to 3 years, for instance, that toxic trait will come all the way back down again in the next 2 to 3 years. Same circle will happen in the bottom half of the table, and then the top half of the table remains. The top half of the pyramid remains the same. So the toxic circle always comes back down, and it just continues. So I think regardless if we get rid of the egos or not, I think it will remain the same at Manchester United.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Got Cavani or Diego Forlan. You're going to say Cavani all day long. And Man U need to spend big in the summer. I believe you'd like to say, by the way, and make a statement or the felt of security. That's on Scottish and Jimmy. And
yeah, I agree with that. And I think what Manchester United should have done, they should have, before the January transfer window, made interviews with managers who they wanted and actually confirmed who the manager was going to be from the summer. So it allowed Ralph, because he's going to be a consultancy role in the summer, so it would allow him to identify players who is going to suit that manager and to build a team around this new manager who is going to be coming in the summer. So without no consistency of what is going to happen in the next 6 months, everything is all up in the air. No players are going to want to join Manchester United. And even in the next 6 months, I don't even think the owners even care about getting a new manager in. I actually have a feeling that Ralph will probably come on for another year still. Not that I'm going to complain about that. But if Ralph is staying for one more year, that makes me question then, with the owners, he's only staying for one more year. We don't really need to invest.
Yeah, that's the thing, sort of thing. Could be a cheap option. I said last week, sort of thing. He only won one trophy in his career, and that's with Stuttgart win 22,000. That just sums it up, doesn't it? It really does. And question to Macy, do you think Man U beat Burnley tomorrow night?
I went for a 1-0 for Manchester United, but there is a couple of players who's going to be out. Tellez and Fred are both out due to coronavirus. It did get announced today. So we are missing out. And for me, the best right back. And for me, I would prefer Fred to start over a couple of players who are currently in the midfield because he's good with his pressing and he works better with McTominay than Pogba works with McTominay. It's a very weird thing because I hate them both together, but they're the best with each other. But we're missing out on a few players already. Cavani has got an extended break. So that and then Pogba, I don't think he'll play a full 90 minutes just due to the fact that he has been out for quite a while.
Absolutely. That's the thing that needs to be sorted out very soon. And for tomorrow's game, I think you should win tomorrow. I hope you do. I fully expect you to win that match tomorrow. And Burnley just cannot seem to win at home. That's the problem. So good luck to 12th man, mate. Good luck to 12 extra tomorrow for work. Don't get me wrong, Pogba and Ronaldo are top players, but it reminds me of the situation Chelsea had when Terry Jobber and Cole caused dressing room unrest. And also said about Ronaldo as well. I think I missed it as well. Yeah, I think Ronaldo has been listened to by the board And the manager is to be on to it. They listen to him.
Just
I don't know if
simply
manager is.
player power, isn't it? How
They
the player's voice is always heard a lot more than the manager. And that is the case with Jesse Lingard getting time off by the board and not by Ralph.
Absolutely. You must just make Cristiano Ronaldo the manager, next manager then. Do you know what I mean? And I'll tell you what, he'll do a flipping good job at your club. He really will. But that's for another time. 2-0 for Man U's. That's for now. House Scouts will be okay. I'm going to wrap this up very quickly. I've had no chance. Not when I'm leaving 6 a.m. Well, good luck that when I give John a wave or drive past. If you see us, you do that. And everyone said hi to people. Up to you. I'm fine, Scouts. Do subscribe to my channel, Scouts, if you can, mate. That'd be absolutely fantastic. I'll be back at 7:15 as well. So, and you do well, guys. Join us FA Cup show. So far, giving you my love, your support. Thank you very much. Now, fantastic. United will beat Burnley by a football 20 game.
Exactly.
And Man U, they can't compete with City. Chelsea, Liverpool, Newcastle. Financially, I know they cannot win the league. So it's only 4th place now for Man United, and together as well. Good, thank you, John. Thank you so much indeed, mate. And no, I'm not going to read that as well. I'm not going to read anything about Green on my channel. I'm sorry. Not otherwise, people will start off and then get the tell. They actually asked Ronaldo. He wants a manager. Apparently, if that is true, that'd be very, very interesting. Congrats on 2K, by the way, John. Fantastic stuff. Thank you so much indeed, man. Nantoon. And really worried about these next 2 games as well. So we're going to wrap up this one as well. So you get prepared for your live show as well. So I can get me tea on the go. So I'll do my press conference as well. So join us for that if you can. And again, did you enjoy coming on my show?
I always love coming on your show, John. I absolutely love us doing live streams together. It's been absolutely brilliant over this past month doing these live streams together. It's been really good, and I think we've worked really well together.
Absolutely, I totally agree there. And I'm going to do like a 1 week show review sort of thing, like, you know, but I'm going to do set programs as well. And, you know, just be absolutely amazing. Oh, and just got more comments for next goal. What about next 2 games? Yeah, I've seen it. Thanks so much, man. And Manny, please speak Burnley. I got coffee. Eddie Howe's come out and said that big game tomorrow. The players already. It's going to be like a cup final. Absolutely agree, Eddie. We want you to win tomorrow. Do it first. Get me on Sunday, matey. 100%. Definitely talk about all things Newcastle United. And forgot to say, if John, congrats on 2K. Macy on 500 people. Thank you so much. 500K. Does say 500K?
I wish it was 500K. Yeah. Maybe one day.
Wow. 500K, Macy. Oh, my God. Be a full-time YouTuber. Wow. And got going to Mr. Massive match between Newcastle and Everton tomorrow. Hope it goes the Mag's way. Fingers crossed, mate. And Eddie again. Big brother Dylan Wilson out. And we should go and get Diego Costa in. 100%. Listen, where do you find on your socials? What are you doing tonight and what are you doing just of the week, Macy?
With myself, I'm going on a channel today. I'm going on Man United Agenda to do a weekly it is a weekly transfer show, but now I've changed it to a weekly gossip show. I do that every Monday at 7:00.
Yeah.
My YouTube channel is Devils United, which is in that description there. For Devils United, I've got a couple of streams coming up for this week coming. So tomorrow I've got the player ratings for the Burnley game, so I'll be going live straight after the Burnley game, give my player ratings. I've been a little bit harsh when I've done player ratings in the past, so might be a little nasty judge deciding who's good enough and who's not good enough. And I have got a preview for the Manchester United women game. That is against Manchester City, Derby Day, which is brilliant. Looking forward to that. Got a couple of quizzes coming up during the weekend as well on Friday and Saturday, so really looking forward to that as well. So a couple of things planned, and hopefully as well I might try and get a match day vlog for Derby Day football.
Fantastic. I'm going to do a word review in a minute behind backstage for 5 minutes and that sort of thing. Yeah. So to what I'll be doing the press conference reaction 7:15 and do the watch along tomorrow at 7:00. And then I may take a couple of days away from it as well. We don't know. I haven't decided yet, but a little bit of a few-day break if it happens. I've not had a day off at all for a few months, and I'll let you guys know what's going to happen. And guys, if you do like the video, like what you see, and there's quite a few people that's watching the streams but not subscribe, but please consider subscribing. It only helps me channel people. Yeah, if you do that, that will be amazing. I'll be doing more content and start new ones as well pretty soon, and set ones as well. And also, if you do like the video, please hit the like button as well. It does help as well along with. Also, if you'd like to donate as well, that's up to you. Super chat is up to you 100%. And if you like to become a member, people, then please hit the join button as well. And then you become a member for 99p. And that's all there is to it. So I should be back at 7:15 tonight for the press conference reaction. And I'm going to read this comments as well. Thank you, Now. Thanks to Dee. Thanks to Jesse. Thanks to Tosh. Really enjoyed it. By the way, we wouldn't jam it. It was cut magic. That's in Kai. You're lucky, Kai. Very lucky, mate. Well done to you, as usual. Wacky, thank you. I click the bell as we so you can get all notifications. Thank you so much for that, 12th man. And take care, people. And Kai, thank you very much indeed. Listen, and I'll see you speak to you in a minute. And people, do hit the like button, subscribe. Have a fantastic evening. Thanks for joining the FA Cup Show. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.